Test. I'm audible.
Hi, hello. You're audible.
Mas Fahmi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. How are you feeling today, sir?
I'm very well, thank you.
Great. May I rename your name? Just Fahmi.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What does PPN stand for, by the way?
Oh, Pertamina Patraniaga.
I see. Are you also using Zoom meeting for your work at Pertamina?
Yeah, no. In internal Pertamina, we use Microsoft Teams, but usually with the stakeholders like ministry, we use the Zoom.
I see. Great. Welcome back, Mas Fahmi. It's been a while. Finally, the schedule our schedules have been matched. Today, we're going to be doing another topic for practicing your speaking skills in English. But before
Yeah,
that, just to ensure, have we talked about this title before? Should the dead help the living? Have we discussed this?
not yet.
All right, great. So today it's going to be about issues in life and death uh,
Okay,
under the title "Should the Dead Help the Living?"
okay.
Is it too small for you, or is it already feasible?
It's already visible.
Great.
Okay,
All right. First thing first, would you please read the instruction at the bottom of the title? What's with me?
okay. Three doctors from different countries discuss using the organs of dead people. Read the story and find out who is in favor of this, who is opposed.
All right. Three doctors from different countries discuss using the organs of dead people. Read the story and find out who is in favor of this. Can you give me a synonym for in favor?
Sporting.
Yes. What about oppose?
Um, Disagree.
Yes. Or against, right?
Yeah.
So can you uh, guess the topic of the passage? Can you guess the motion? What is it gonna be about?
The organ trade.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Organs donor. I think that is gonna be the uh, theme of the day. Yes.
Organ standard.
Yes. Would you please start with the statements from Dr. Jones?
Okay. Dr. Jones, in my opinion, the dead must help the living. There is no question about it. When people die, they no longer have any use for their organs. If we don't use their healthy hearts or lungs, we miss the chance to save the lives of other people who need healthy organs.
Let me stop you there. So, what is the stance of Dr. Jones? What is his stance?
He's in favor for the organ donor.
Great. Next, please continue.
In fact, it is so important to do this that I believe we must do it all of the time. Every time there is a death, we should use all the organs we can, even if the person did not give permission before death.
All right. Can you give a quick response towards this statement from Dr. Jones, Mas Fahmi?
Yeah, he believed that every dead body should donor the organ that is still can be used for other people, even there's no consent of the donor. But I'm not agree. I disagree with the last sentence.
Mhm. Because you believe in the importance of consent.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you further arguments regarding that stance, but can you give me some analysis? How can we support this statement, Mas Fahmi?
Yeah. Okay. It is true that some people needs a healthy organ from other people that already passed away because it will give a second chance for them to live. So I support the organ donors as long as um, the the donors is ready and willing to give their organ for the greater good.
Mhm. For the greater good. But taking others' organs without consent, I think we both agree that it's really brutal. So
Yes.
can you guess, based on Dr. Jones' opinions and mindset, why is it justified for him to violate uh, individuals' consent?
Mm. So if we think what can be justified uh, for that takes on taking other people organ to give to other people without the consent, maybe because of there's no families or there's no support system that know about the donor, and maybe uh, the donors already pass away, and the decision to take the organ must be taken really quick because there's I believe there's a limit of time to take an organ to be qualified as a donor.
Understood. So you're saying that it is justified to violate this individual's consent as long as they don't have any families, relatives, or loved one to who are gonna be able to sue or complain about that later on.
Yeah, I mean maybe the person has sudden accident that makes him or her pass away, and hard to reach the family or the relatives. And then at the same time, there's another person that needs organ. If you watch Grey's Anatomy,
Mhm.
there's there's a lot of examples when the doctors really need to have a quick decision to take the organ to give uh, to the patient that is already in line for months or for years maybe to get a healthy organ.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't watched the series, but have you finished
yeah,
the series? All,
not
all,
yet, not yet, but because it's still going. But I already stopped watching until season 15 maybe.
and is it legal in the USA? It's a
No,
problem.
it is not. It's not legal, but
Did it anyway,
yeah,
just because the emergency of other patients who really need it.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right. I'm going to watch it later on, but I'm going to
Mm.
ask you the justifications for this statement. Because I suppose Dr. Jones he doesn't only limit the scenario into someone or individuals who are having no families only. I think it applies to all. I'm going to ask you later on why is it justified to violate this in personal consent regarding their backgrounds. Next, but before that, let's see from Dr. Tesfaye how to pronounce it. Go ahead.
Okay. I understand your position, Dr. Jones, but in my country, we have the opposite point of view. We believe that it is wrong to cut up a dead body, take out the heart, and then put it into someone else's body. Taking our parts of a dead person's body is a taking terrible thing to do. When you do that, you violate that person's body. When I die, I want my body to be treated with dignity and respect, and not cut open so that my organs can be put into other people.
Finally, I've catch one mispronunciation from you, Mas Fahmi, after this few weeks. How did you pronounce these words?
Someone else's body?
Someone?
Someone else's body?
Yes, that's right. Someone else's. Did you say else's?
Yeah, I said else's.
Oh,
Maybe you didn't hear it.
now it's cancelled. All right. So, what do you think about Dr. Tasfaye's opinion? After all,
Uh, okay, so I think Dr. Tesfaye is totally disagree with the idea of organ donor because in his country, he think that every person need to be treated as what did he say? He said that taking a dead person's body is cut up a dead person's body is a terrible thing to do, and then if it happens to him, um, and when he die, he want to be treated as a whole person uh with a complete organ and not being cut up to give the organ to other person.
okay, Mas Fahmi, what is the definition of dignity?
Dignity is I know the translation, but I don't know
Yeah, how do you
the
say it in
dignity.
Indonesian word?
Yeah, like harga diri.
All right. So, I think Sabrina. So I'm going to ask you, based on Dr. Tasfaya's opinions here,
Mhm.
I'm wondering what is the correlation do you think between not donoring your organs after you die and dignity and respect? What is the correlation?
Mm, yeah, because maybe when you die, you're still a person um, that needs to be buried complete
Mhm.
as a whole body and not being cut up before you die.
Mhm.
And we still we still treat the dead person with a proper procedure like treating a normal person before he died or she died.
Mhm.
Like still have a respect even if they already died.
Mhm. I'm questioning Mas Fahmi regarding this statement. Uh,
Mhm.
I think you would agree that donoring your organs means helping other people, right?
Yeah.
And still live with that organ. And so, if we can paraphrase donoring organs into helping others to live, to stay alive, why isn't it as uh, why isn't it the example of dignity and respect as well?
I don't quite understand the question.
Mhm. So, what I'm trying to say is that yes, I understand your analysis on Dr. Tesfayos' opinions. If we are not donoring our organs when we die, we will be our organs would be still complete and
Mhm.
whole when we are buried underground. And you said having that kind of funeral is the definition of dignity and respect. I'm questioning that statement. Why if we donor our bodies or organs, which means we are helping others who can stay alive, who can still live on by our organs, why isn't it as big dignity or respect for these people?
Hmm. Ah, you mean because of we can do something good to other people, it's still considered as respectful manners, or you can still have dignity even you've already cut up and lost your organs when you're dead.
Why isn't it, you know, considered as the definition of dignity and respect as well
Hmm.
by helping others?
Yeah.
I want you to be Dr. Tesfayes, okay?
Oh, okay. Hmm. Because we are coming into lives uh, as complete as we can. We has our organs inside our body, and we are living living the world as in pass away, uh, bringing all that we had
Mhm.
from the beginning. So mm I think that might be the form of keeping our dignity and being respected by others to still treat us the way we are when we were born in this world.
I see. So are you saying that uh, the Dr. Tesfayes' definition regarding dignity and respect is completely influenced by religions, by
Maybe,
uh,
maybe.
the the obligation to go back to the Almighty God as complete body when
Yeah,
buried.
maybe.
Okay.
Maybe because the society is really have faith in religion and really influenced by the religion or maybe the tradition in the country that makes the idea of donoring organs is wrong there.
Mhm. Yes. Uh, Again, afterwards, I'm going to ask you why donoring, which means AKA helping others to live on, which I think is also in line with the God's uh, wishes and values. Why is it really violating and disturbing the idea of dignity and respect at the end of the day? But before that, would you please go with Dr. Hood
Okay,
opinions?
Dr. Hute. As you two show, using organs from the dead to help the living is a difficult question. There are good reasons both to do it and not to do it. In my country, we believe that it is all right to use organs from the dead, but only under two conditions. First, the dead person must have given permission in writing before he or she dies. Second, the person has to be dead. Sometimes this is clear, but many times it is not. We all have heard stories of near death experiences when we think someone is dead, but he or she comes back to life. And what about the so-called brain dead? There are many people who kept alive by machines that breathe for them, but their brains are dead. What should we do with them? Turn off the machines and let them die so that we can use their healthy organs? I wonder if that isn't just the same as killing them. So we must be very careful because before making any decisions.
Okay, so what is the stance from Dr. Hood?
Dr. Hood is supporting the organ donors under the conditions which are under the patient consents, and if the patient's already dead.
Okay, so do you personally agree with which doctor?
I personally agree with Dr. Hute.
Okay, so he agrees to some extent, right? To some
Yeah.
circumstances under two conditions. Number one, I think these two uh, requirements are very interesting to be discussed.
Yep.
First, that person must have given permission in writing before he or she dies. Why do you think it should be in writing?
Because writing permissions is considered as a legal document that can be used as a proof.
Mhm. Perhaps because maybe every individual has a different signature or handwriting, right? That's why it's considered legal, formal, and what about patients or individuals who cannot write?
They can use their fingerprint stamps
Mhm.
and ask the other to write what she want to write. Yeah.
Mhm. The point is not on the written form, but it's all about uh, the rational, the awareness of the passion.
Yep.
And the second, the person has to be dead. Near-death
Yep.
experiences to avoid near-death experiences and brain death cases. What is near-death experience, Mas Fahmi?
Near death experiences is like hmm, it's
What do
like
we, what do we call it in Indonesian?
mati suri, right?
Yes. What about brain death?
Brain death is when the doctors uh, judge that all the organs may be still functioning well, but you can function as a human.
Hmm, I see. So the
So
diagnosis indicates like a
yeah,
coma or something.
not necessarily coma because in a coma condition you can still wake up and functioning as a human again, but in a brain dead situation, you won't be wake up if you're not supported by machines to still live on.
Understandably. Thank you so much for your analysis based on these three doctors' opinions, Mas Fahmi. I'm going to ask you regarding Dr. Hood stance. I'm going to
Mm.
ask you because you said your stance is in line with Dr. Hood. I'm going to ask you, do you agree with these two conditions or requirements, or do you have additional circumstances to be added on in this mechanism if you are pro with organs donor? But before that,
Yeah.
those are
Mm.
my three big questions. So please make sure you still remember them because I'm going to ask them later on in your after your speeches and responses regarding these five statements.
Which are the questions again? What are the questions again? The three questions.
I personally forget, but it's gonna be it's gonna be it's gonna be I will remember it when you deliver your speeches after this, okay?
Okay.
So what do you think, Mas Fahmi? Which opinions do you agree with? Uh, check as many as you want. I want you to reply and respond to these five statements, okay? I'm gonna give you 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes max to research about this, to read the five alternatives and uh, do your research and prepare your notes uh, to do your speech for about 5 to 10 minutes, okay?
Okay.
10 to 15 minutes, 10 minute or 15-minute preparation start from now. Good luck. All right, Mas Fahmi, the time is up. Have you done your research and preparation?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you finish delivering your ideas, opinions, and maybe perhaps some solutions. At the end of your speech, you have 10 minutes to speak. You may start speaking now.
For all the points,
Yes,
or the
please.
okay. Okay, so the first one, I agree with the statement organ donation is okay, but we have to be sure that the person is dead, and we have to make sure we have to make this clear before we can talk about donating organs. Here's some arguments. The first one is about the ethical considerations. So determining the death of a person is crucial to ensure that their dignity and their autonomy of the body are respected. It is ethically imperative to establish with certainty that the individual has passed away before discussing organ donation, because premature organ removal could lead to serious consequences and potential violation of the dead body's rights, the dead person's rights. Second one is about medical accuracy. So accuracy in confirming death is very important to maintain trust in the medical profession and ensure that the healthcare providers are following the strict standards, and validating the death of an individual through comprehensive medical examinations, maybe including cardiac assessments or maybe neurological assessments, is crucial for minimizing any errors or doubts. And then the third one is about consent and respect for the deceased wishes. So prior to organ donation, it is important to respect the wishes of the dead person or that individual or their family. And by confirming death beyond any doubt, the medical community can ensure that the person's desire to donate organ is honored and that their autonomy is preserved. And the fourth one is about legal compliance. So laws and regulations related to organ transplantation often require the verification of death before organ donation can occur. And these regulations are in place basically to to make a safeguard uh, and to protect all parties involved. By following to the legal requirements, the medical community can ensure that organ donations is carried out in a transparent and responsible manner. And for the second point, if people want to donate organs after they die, it's wonderful, but they should give permissions before they die. I agree with these statements because the first one, as I already mentioned before, it is about autonomy and a personal choice, and we should respect any individual's autonomy and personal choices as an important thing. And by allowing individuals to give explicit consent for organ donation before they pass away, uh, we are uphold their right to make decisions about their own bodies and ensure their wishes are honored. And then it's about informed decision making. So making the decision to donate organs is a significant and personal choice. By requiring permission before death, individuals have the opportunity to gather information, consider their values, consult with the loved ones, and make an informed decisions about organ donation. And this ensures that their choice is based on a clear understanding of the process and potential impact. And then the third one is about religious and cultural considerations. Many religions and cultures place importance on the preservation of body after death, and by obtaining the consent for organ donation, the person has the chance to align their personal beliefs with their desire to donate. And if it's permissible within their faith or cultural practices. And of course, it can reduce family distress because by obtaining explicit permission for organ donation beforehand can take the burden on families during a difficult time, and it relieves them of the responsibility of making decisions on behalf of their loved ones and help them to avoid potential conflicts or uncertainties regarding the deceased person wish. Okay, and then about the third statement about I like the idea that the dead should help the living. I don't mind giving any organs if that helps people. I personally agree with this because it can save and improve lives, and organ transplantation can be a solution for, and maybe can be a life-saving intervention for individuals that are suffering from organ failure or certain medical conditions. And by donating organs, someone has the potential to provide a new uh, chance to live. And this act of generosity can improve quality of life and allow others to spend more time with their loved ones. And second one is about legacy and impact. And I think organ donation allows individuals to leave a lasting impact and legacy. And by giving the gift of life to others, donors can be remembered and maybe can be celebrated for their selflessness, and their act of donation can lead to inspiration for others to consider organ donation, and it can foster a culture of giving and compassion in the society. Um, okay, and then for the fourth sentence, maybe it's okay to donate some organs, but not organs like heart and brain. So maybe I will give thought about this first. Yeah, the organ it's about organ importance and function. So organs such as the heart and brain are undoubtedly vital for sustaining life and maintaining essential functions of the body. So the heart basically pumps oxygenated blood throughout the body, while the brain is the center of cognition, consciousness, and control. And the loss of these organs can have several implication of an individual's well-being. And we should see the medical feasibility before we decide to donate organs like heart and brain. So from a medical standpoint, the transplantation of certain organs may be more complex than others. Um, Factors such as compatibility, organ size, surgical techniques can impact the success and feasibility of organ transplantation. And these technical challenges uh, associated with transplanting organs like the heart and brain may contribute to the perception that they should not be donated. And then third one is about ethical considerations. So the concept of organ donation raises various uh, ethical questions. And some individuals might argue that organs like the heart and brain hold a special significance and should not be subjected to transplantation. And concerns may include the possibility of altering an individual's identity, consciousness, and or personhood, as these organs are closely linked to personal characteristic and individuality. And I think decisions about organ donation should respect the autonomy and personal belief of individuals. If someone has reservations about donating specific organs, it is very important to acknowledge and honor their preferences as long as it aligns with the legal and ethical guidelines surrounding the organ donation. So it is essential to consider a balanced approach to organ donation, taking into account medical feasibility, the ethical consideration, and the individual autonomy. And then for the fifth statements, I don't like the idea of cutting up my body after I die. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I think I disagree with this because um, organ donors can enhance the lives of others, and organ donation provide a unique opportunity to enhance and save the lives of uh, other people in need. And by choosing to donate organs, somebody can make a lasting impact, giving others a chance to live healthier and more fulfilling in life. And then organ donation can transform loss into hope, and the decision to donate organs can bring a sense of um, what do you say, a purpose and hope during a difficult time. By offering the gift of life to others, uh, individuals um, um, can find peace and knowing that their loss can be turned into a source of hope and healing for others. And I think I think by donating organs, it can leave a positive legacy, and organ donation allows individual to leave a lasting legacy of compassion and generosity. And by choosing to donate, one person can inspire others to consider organ donation and contribute to a culture of giving. That's all from my point of view.
Wow, that's a lot. Thank you so much for your answers and responses, Mas Fahmi. It's very comprehensive. It's very constructive. Especially your fluency, your coherence, and your lexical resource. You sounded more like ChatGPT. Did you
What?
use ChatGPT?
ChatGPT? No.
Yes. To be honest,
Yeah, no.
did you read? Did you check your
I,
reading?
I use Google. I use Google.
But at least I know I can differentiate someone's who is just reading and reading but also comprehending your speeches. I can assure that you're not only reading but also you're really comprehending what you're saying. That's why there's sometimes hesitation in it and pauses and fillers and whatnot. uh you kept talking about the practical justifications and jurisdictions regarding the mechanisms on organs donation, but I haven't got the idea of why do people want to donor their organs to begin with willingly. What are the benefits, what are the reasons?
Hmm. What are the reasons? Because they want to, I think they want to give as much as they can during their lives and after their lives. As long as they can give a benefit for other people, even after they already pass away, it can be uh, give some kind of fulfilling situation or uh, fulfillment for them, you
Mhm.
know. uh, it's like giving a legacy to other people so that the other person can still go on with their lives and still can make positive impact to others.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's the idea of self-satisfaction, self-fulfillment. Uh, but I'm still wondering, Mas Fahmi, besides the idea of kindness and generosity, is there any other reason? Because I
Mm.
believe I'm very pragmatic and realistic individual. Don't you think that humans are most likely transactional?
Mhm. Yeah,
Is that so? It's only about kindness and generosity, do you think?
I think the basic principle of organ donors is about that,
Hmm.
but there are some technical things that should be done by the doctors before we can give our organs. Let's say that I want to give my organs after I die, but maybe the condition cannot. Maybe my organs that not that healthy to be considered as a organ donor, right? But the reason behind people want to give their organs for donor is, yeah, because they want to still help other people even after they die, and uh, it gives uh, some sense of compassion and empathy, I think.
Mhm. Understood.
Yeah, because organ donation is, I think, often motivated um, by a genuine sense of compassion and empathy for others, right? And the donors recognize that uh, the suffering and challenges faced by individuals awaiting organ transplantation, and are motivated to alleviate their pain by offering the gift of life.
Mm. Now that makes sense. Thank you so
Uh,
much for, yeah, did you
no, no,
want?
no,
All
no,
right,
no, no.
great. You also did mention something about religious beliefs. Regarding
Yeah.
religious beliefs, in your explanation, Mas Fahmi, I have a question regarding that. Are there any cultural or religious beliefs in your community that may influence attitudes towards organ donation?
Hmm.
For example, in Indonesia, we have the majority Islam, and I think you and I are both Muslims. And do you
Hmm.
think that Islam is more uh, pro or against the organ donation, in your opinion?
Let me think for a second. Yeah. Hmm.
Sure, take your time.
um, I think. No, no, no. I think Islam in yeah, because majority of religion in Indonesia is Islam, yeah, and Islam plays a significant role in shaping the cultural and ethical perspectives here, and I think Islamic teaching generally encourage the act of charity, and helping others, including the concept of saving lives.
But
But
also going back to the Almighty God completely as you were born, don't you think?
hmm, yeah, but maybe considering the impact after we give something that we have in our body to give a second chance for others to keep living and to keep surviving in life.
Mhm.
it is considered as a um, something that is encouraged in Islam, which is helping others. So I don't think that in Islam there's a saying that we have to go back, uh, we have to be buried
Mhm.
complete as a body. So I think uh, there's no instruction, or there's no uh, saying in Al Quran or maybe in Al Hadith about that. So as long as the intention is for helping others, it is considered as a good deed.
Understandably, but we cannot deny the fact that there are still two groups of Muslims in this regard, don't
Yeah,
you think? Right. Next
yeah,
question, Mas Fahmi. I'm gonna ask you. Let's go out of religions now. I don't want this to be Shariah debate or whatever. I'm going to ask you personally, Mas Fahmi, if that's okay. How would you
yeah.
feel if your if someone you love needed an organ transplant? What would you feel? What would you do? What would you react?
If someone I love need organ transplant, yeah, I will try hard to get the organs transplant for them, yeah,
Mhm.
because if we still have the chance to go on with lives, we still need to pursue it, and if the organ transplantation is one of the way to get it, to do it, uh, yeah, we have to support and try to find the donors.
Mm. Are you saying that you're going to work hard and earn as much money as possible so you can get a donor, or are you saying that why I don't hear any willingness to be a donor from yourself?
Because I have to be that
Okay.
to to become a donor, right? As
I-
long as I'm not dead, I
Mhm.
cannot be a donor.
Yes, maybe in that scenario, you have to be dead only for donoring a vital organ, like you mentioned, a heart
Mm,
or uh, a brain. But what
yeah,
a kidney, for example?
a kidney. If I still have a healthy kidney, I will donor one of my kidneys to my loved one.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Although it's gonna be affecting your daily lives later on.
Yeah.
Okay. What about I'm gonna uh reverse the question. Would you be open to receiving a donated organ? Why or why not?
To receive a donated organ, I'm open for that if the condition is suitable for me to get an organ donation. Because if I can get the organs to support my body to be functioning again, and can work again, and can do uh, like many things in life to make a great impact for others, I'm still open for that.
Hmm.
And as long as somebody wants and
Willing,
willingly donate their organs for me, why not?
as long as someone is willing to
Yeah,
donate, including your daughter.
including my daughter.
Mhm. Would you
Yeah,
accept or decline?
if it's matched with me, and if she wants to help me, I think so.
All
Why
right.
not? Yeah,
Yes. Because I watch a lot of you know Sinetron and the I
yeah.
witness not denial idealistic fathers,
It's
but that's really
mm,
cool. All right, Mas Fahmi, next question. I'm gonna be talking about the reality that I think we both agree that in Indonesia there's a shortage of available organs for transplantation. It's not available 24/7. That's why you were saying that there are, you know, a long delay. There are lots of lists of people waiting for the transplant. What do you think can be done to address this issue? How to alleviate the problem in your perspective?
Hmm. What do I think to make it? What do you mean, to make it quicker or
A shortage of available
mm,
organs for transplantation.
okay.
We
Okay,
are
so
lacking of the donors, available donors.
okay, so maybe it's caused by a low public awareness, or maybe lack of education about the organ donations. So we can start to increase public awareness about organ donation by doing like educational campaigns that can dispel the myth about the organ donation, provide accurate information, because there are very there are many informations that we get every day that might be false, or might be make you think twice to do something. But we should do an educational campaign, or maybe provide the accurate information to raise awareness about the importance of organ donation. And I think it can help to overcome misconceptions and encourage more people to consider organ donation. Hence, it will give more uh, available organ to donate. And we can start to collaborate with maybe religious community leaders, uh, and saying that it can we can create or foster dialogue and understanding about organ donation within a specific cultural and religious context,
Mhm.
like engaging the influential figures can lead to potentially greater acceptance and support for organ donation, while also addressing any concern about the organ donation itself.
Mhm. Totally, I agree with you that the awareness or the education, promoting the awareness of and encourage of organs donations would be really make shaping individuals or global citizens to be to see that this kind of mechanism is not something negative. It's more helpful, right? And yeah, the idea of that kind of kindness. But uh it's just about increase. I think that solution is really logical and acceptable and really solutive to increase the supply of organ donors, right? What about in order to solve the high rate of the demand?
Mm. The high rate of demand, yeah. To solve that, we need to promote people to live more healthy, so that the demand of organ donors uh, can be lower.
Mhm.
You know,
That's
I
about
don't know. I don't know how to solve the high rate of the organ donation demand.
yeah, that's the answer I expected because that's the answer that I also can think of. The only the obvious and only answer I can think of. All right, last question from me, Mas Fahmi, before we end this session. Uh there's a bold and firm distinction between organ donation versus organ selling. Uh,
Mm.
I assume although you can agree with organ donation, think you personally disagree with organ selling. So my next question, my final question for you is that do you think there should be any incentives for organ donation, such as financial compensation or prioritization on transplant waiting lists?
Incentive for the
Yes, for the
donator,
donors.
the donor.
Yes.
Hmm. Why should be any incentive? Because the donor's already dead.
Okay, it's really related to this. We're going to discuss that at the last minute. I'm planning.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Oh, it's
we're
not only for the
not
vital
only,
organ.
we're not only talking about donating your heart or your brain.
Okay.
We're also talking about other circumstances such as blood, kidney, skin tissues, a bone marrow, maybe eye bank, cornea, something like that.
Mhm.
You don't need to be
Yeah.
passive. Okay.
Okay.
Do you consider incentives for these donations?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because the principle of organ donations is donating. When we donate, we willingly give our uh, our personal belonging to others. It's the concept of charity.
Mm.
So we don't need to give incentive so that people want to donor the organ because it makes the intention not necessarily pure about helping others again.
Mhm. It's so true. Organ donation is supposed to be a charity. Donation means
Mm,
charity, right? Uh,
yeah.
if it's if if incentives must be considered, it's really backlashing the idea to the idea of itself.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say that incentives, but it doesn't neglect the idea of incentives, right? Now, before I end this session, Mas Fahmi, let's leave the idea of organ donation because you totally agree with that because there's a consent and the idea of helping others, whatever. But what about organ selling?
Organ selling.
Mhm.
Organ selling is not right
Although
because
you have the consent,
yeah,
why not? Why not, right? What is the difference?
because it's more like uh, I think it's more like what do you say, kasihan ya?
Pity.
Pity, pity.
Yes.
I feel pity with somebody that sell their organs for maybe they really need the money for their lives, right?
Exactly. That's why.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not a. Don't you think there's another mindset of that? It's not only a pity, but also a brave movement because you're not only helping others, but also you're helping yourself. Win-win solution.
But I think government should be there for the situation
That's why I
because
want you to be. I want you to be the government. I want
yeah,
to see the. I want to hear the reasonable justifications why you agree with organ donation but not with organ selling. If we say that the key is all about consent and permission from the individuals, what is the difference?
okay. Let me think a moment. Yeah. I think organ selling is mm, I don't know. I just still believe that the principle uh of
Is there
the
is there any
of
dangers? Because I feel like if you agree with organ donation, why wouldn't you agree with organ selling? Because uh, both requirements are about consent and permission. So I'm wondering, is there any dangers from organ selling, but will not happen in organ donation?
If we think about the legal impact, organ selling is, I believe there's still no uh, legal underlying that can support your decision to sell organs, right? So it will give you legal implications. Maybe you can, maybe you will violate a law, and you can have consequences after that. So after you get the money, you will go to jail maybe because you sell organs, and it won't be a win-win solution for you, right? You lost your organs, but you go to jail, maybe, for the implication from the legal side.
I'm not, yes, you're right. That's why I'm not talking about after selling your organs. I'm asking why the law
Uh,
is only allowing organ donation, but not online organ selling to begin with. What is the dangers from organ selling? So it's not allowed to begin with when the policy is created by the government years
so
ago.
the dangers of the organ selling, yeah. The dangers of organ selling is it can potentially create a criminal act. Like you can you can kill somebody and then get the organs and sell it to other person, right? It can give motives to kill somebody, to take someone's life. That's the most dangerous thing I can imagine from the organ selling idea.
Yeah, yeah, it could be. It could open that opportunity and maybe like mafia organ selling.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. You're right. Thank you so much for your time, Mas Fahmi. We still have 3 minutes. Would you please do this with me quickly? Do you think you would do it or not? Number one.
Okay, give blood, I do it. Give a kidney to dying family member, I do it. Give your body to science after you die, I wouldn't do it. Register as a bone marrow. What's bone marrow?
Sun tulang belakang. Like,
Oh, what's that for?
no idea. I'm not
Okay,
doctor.
okay. Register as a bone marrow donor, I'd do it. Register as a donor at an eye bank. I wouldn't do it because my eye is not that healthy. Allow you doctor to transplant your organ after you die, I do it. Oh, otherwise, or
Okay.
why? Okay.
Like,
Yeah, basically I do it for the organ donor to help others, and some of them that I wouldn't do it, like give my body to science after I die. No, I wouldn't die. I wouldn't do it because it's not. It's. I believe I still have to be buried after I die, not being like a scientific uh, purpose
you
study that is not buried.
you still can be buried with your bodies, Mas Fahmi, just without a heart or a brain. It will be
But
like
it
a
but it
whole.
said that I give my body to science after I die. So I don't think it will be buried after I die if if I give my body to them.
What about it will be buried afterwards, but just with a whole eye, without heart, brain, and other inside bodies, organs?
I think I wouldn't do it. Yeah. For the science purpose, I still cannot do it. But for donor thing, I can.
Mhm. All right. Thank you so much for your time today, Mas Fahmi. Thank you so much for your participation. Always, it's been
Yeah.
a comprehensive discussion with you. I'll see you again next week. Yes. Bye bye. Have a good day. Have a good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you. Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
Have a good night too. Waalaikumsalam.